is your telepisto today. Moving on to Global Communications TV Weekly News Update. More than 160 worshippers abducted in coordinated attacks on churches in Kaduna State. Nigeria Armed Forces eliminate dozens of terrorists and rescue kidnapped victims. Federal government approves 40% salary increase for federal university staff. Political tensions rise across Rivers State, Kano State, Katsina State, and Kwara State. Department of State Service rearrests former Attorney General Abubakar Malami. Nigeria deepens security and diplomatic partnership with the United States of America. Nigeria Super Eagles secure Africa Cup of Nations bronze medal. Outrage in Oju, Benue State, as community condemns ritual-related killings. NSCDC officer promoted. Nigeria is reeling after more than 160,000 worshippers were abducted from multiple churches in Kaduna State during worship services. Security forces launched coordinated rescue operations, successfully freeing dozens of victims. Efforts continue to locate those still missing as families await anxiously. Religious leaders and civil society groups are calling for urgent protection. Armed forces of Nigeria intensified counterterrorism operations across the northern region. In Benue State, air and ground operations neutralized over 40 terrorists, while separate missions in the northwest led to the rescue of more than 60 abducted persons. Military authorities say pressure on armed groups will continue until stability is restored. Federal government approved a 40% salary increase for staff of federal universities under the 2026 budget. The move follows prolonged negotiations with academic unions and is expected to stabilize the public university system. Nice to have you back. Political tension escalated in several states this week. Rivers State witnessed impeachment disputes. Kano State experienced high-level political realignments, while opposition movement intensified in Katsina State and Kwara State. Observers say this development could influence political alignment ahead of future elections. The Department of State Services rearrested former Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami shortly after his release from custody. The development has renewed national debate on due process, accountability, and the rule of law. Nigeria strengthens its security and diplomatic relations with the United States of America. The United States delivered military equipment to support counterterrorism operations, while Nigeria engaged American lobbyists to communicate its efforts on national security and religious protection. For details from Oju local government area of Benue State, we now cross over to our correspondent on ground. Success Ulaka reports.
Thank you, Peace Tochi, for having me in the studio. From Oju this week, the community recorded both a disturbing incident and a notable development. A confirmed incident was recorded in Ainu, Obijego community, where a young man was arrested in connection with the killing of his friend from the same community. The suspect was apprehended by the vigilant youth of Uwako community while in an attempt to find the buyer of the body part. Following his arrest, the suspect was reportedly led the youth to the location where the act was committed, prompting investigation and highlight tension within the area. The incident has sparked widespread outrage as the motive behind the act remains unclear. The development has been described as a serious taboo under Igede tradition, where ritual practice and related acts are strictly forbidden. In reacting to the incident, the chief whips of the Benue State House of Assembly and a former deputy majority leader, Honorable Siri Ikong Ijebe, alongside the major socio-cultural organization of the constituency, Oyongo Progressive Forum (OPF), strongly condemned the act. They urge youth across Igede land to shun violent ritual activities and all forms of criminal behaviors, warning that such acts are against cultural values and punishable under the law. Positive development from Oju this week. The Assistant Commander of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Benue State Command, Mr. Innocent Opa, was elevated to the rank of Deputy Commander. The decoration ceremony was held in Makurdi, Benue State, and was attended by dignitaries, including Honorable Siri Ekong and other stakeholders. From Oju, Benue State, I am Success Olaka.
Thank you, Success. Nice to see you again. In sports, the Nigeria Super Eagles ended the African Cup of Nations in a positive note. Nigeria defeated Egypt on penalties to secure third place, pushing the team to 26th position in the global football rankings, the country's highest ranking in 16 years. Those were some of the major stories that defined the week. Thank you for watching VNUT's Global Communications TV Weekly News Update. Your verified, unfiltered, and unafraid stories. Don't forget to always ask the hard questions. See you next week. Bye.